Interesting question. It's a no for me. You know what I mean? I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're my boyfriend, you're my husband, we've been together for 75 years. My body is still my body. Hey y'all, if you're new here, I'm Christine. Welcome to my channel. If you're not new here, hey boo, I see you coming back. How are you? Sis, how are you? Let me know in the comments down below. How are you? How are you doing? I hope you're thriving. For today's video, again, I know I say this every single video, but it's so crucial. If you're not already following me on Instagram, this is where you can find her. So many questions go up, so many stories go up. You can actually keep up with a lot of the things I'm going to tell you over there. So yeah, it's just completely two different platforms. If you want to come hang out with me and you really do feel like my best friend, come hang out with me on Instagram too. I love to talk to you, play fun games and things like that. Over on Instagram is where this Q&A went up. I've seen so many different influencers do this and I freaking love it. I love watching them. We're doing a girl talk video. So in this video, we're going to cover things that girls shouldn't be talking about, women shouldn't be talking about. We're gonna talk about sex, we're gonna talk about periods, we're gonna talk about freaking odors and upkeep and vaginas and all kinds of different things. So I've seen a lot of people on YouTube do this and I'm not a very like girly girl. Like I don't chit chat with my girlfriends about like the people that I've been with and such, but that's just not ever who I've been. But I do enjoy watching other people's videos and wondering like, why don't we talk about this stuff? Like, why can't we talk about this stuff? And I did do a video quite a while back and I wanted to do a series on my channel that was something along the lines of things you should know in your early 20s, and I will post that video here. But in that video I let you know, if you're younger, I just want to be like a big sister to you. I have one little sister, but if you don't have a sister, if you do have a sister, you're just not comfortable talking to her on the internet, you're pretty anonymous. I don't know you in real life, so some people are more comfortable talking or asking questions via the internet versus having a face-to-face conversation. That's why I wanted to do a video like this. I've seen so many and I freaking love it. I had you send me your thoughts, questions, comments, concerns over on a story that I posted on my Instagram. So that's what we're going to be doing today. If it's something that you're interested in talking about, if it's something you're looking forward to, grab a snack, stay tuned. I have a lot of questions. Let's jump into it. We're just gonna dive right in. I have so many questions. One of the first questions I got is your take on birth control. Honestly, to be completely 1000% very real with you guys, started having sex at a very young age. And we got me on birth control. I was on the Depo shot at first. With the Depo shot, it was super easy to go in every 3 months and get the injection. But I did notice with the injection, I was gaining a lot of weight. If you've been on my channel a while, you understand my struggle with weight. The Depo didn't really work for me in that sense, combined with working at McDonald's and losing my brother and, you know, not eating right at all. I had no idea what a healthy diet was. I had never exercised a day in my life. Like, all of these things put together on top of the birth control just did not lead for a good time. So I have had the Depo shot. With the Depo shot, I did not have a period at all. That's one thing to keep in mind. I know some people are super against birth control, blood clots, all these different kinds of hormones in your body, and I get it. I'm not preaching to the choir here. I'm just letting you know my stance on it. I'm super comfortable with whatever you gotta do, sis. Like, I know what it's like to have kids. I know what it's like to have kids unexpectedly. And if you're young and that's not something that you're interested in, it's not something you're looking forward to right now, I'm totally with birth control. I'm totally with women doing whatever it is they want to do with their body, because sis, it's your body. Listen to your body. Definitely consult your doctor about birth control and your options. So then after I had the Depo, I was on just the regular pill birth control. And some people don't tell you this, but sis, I'm here to tell you, some antibiotics will interfere with your birth control. So I had a UTI when I was on my birth control. I got treated for my UTI, still taking my birth control, but the antibiotic I was on interfered with that, and 10 months later, Liliana is born. So just be very aware that any kind of medication that you start, always ask your doctor if this is going to interfere with your birth control, because antibiotics have a tendency to interfere with birth control, sis. let me tell you. So then after Liliana, I was breastfeeding. When you're breastfeeding, you can also be on a birth control, but it's called a mini pill. So they put me on the mini pill. It's just less hormones and stuff. That way your body can still lactate and do whatever it has to do for the baby, but you can't get pregnant. I was on the mini pill for the entire entire time I was breastfeeding Liliana. And then after that, I got on just the regular pill. But to be real with you, I am so bad about taking birth control. So bad about taking birth control. So I'd forget days and miss days and then not know when my sugar pills are supposed to happen. So yeah, it's just a big mess with me trying to keep up with birth control. And then lo and behold, 10 months later, Camila. After Camila happened, I really debated about getting my tubes tied because you guys, I do not want more kids. Like, I'm 2 and done. Don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to do it. But the time I was only 27, Horace, I didn't want him to want a baby later in the future and me not be able to give that to him if it's something that we decided to do, you know, once the girls are in school and things got easier on my end. If I ever urged for another baby, I didn't want to completely have that option wiped off the table. So I got the Mirena. I just got the Mirena probably about a year ago. And honestly, when I first got the Mirena, it hurt when they put it in me. But that's because like it pinched and it was just not something I was prepared for. Like, nobody told me that they were going to do it right then and there, and then nobody told me that it hurt when it happened. So I've never been one to have very many side effects when it comes to birth control other than the depot where I gained weight. With the pills that I was on and such, I never had, like, my periods have never been super heavy or super strong. After I had Liliana, most of the time I was going to start my period, I would feel it in my back, but all of my contractions when I was pregnant with both of the girls happened majority in my back. When I first got the Mirena, the first like 6 weeks of it was excruciating. My back hurt. I was breaking out like crazy. I was bleeding like crazy. It was just something so abnormal to what I was used to because I've never been through like really rough periods. The first 6 weeks were really hard, but now I've hardly ever have periods anymore. I can usually tell when that time of the month is for me because my back will start to hurt or like my sciatic will start to hurt, but nothing ever happens as far as bleeding goes. Quite a lot of birth control. So just like I said, always consult with your doctor. Be mindful about what works for you. And if you're a scheduled, strict type of person who is going to get up every morning and or nighttime or whatever your set time is and take that pill, do it. Absolutely do it. If you're somebody who's gonna forget, consider the shot, consider Mirena. There's a 3-year and a 5-year. So yeah, I am 100,000% behind birth control. I'm 1,000% behind people who don't want to take birth control. It's your body. Do whatever you want to do. If you don't want babies, don't have babies. 2, tips on getting pregnant. For some reason, getting the second baby is harder. Honestly, I have 0 tips for getting pregnant. If you have experienced any kind of hardships when it comes to getting pregnant, or you have any tips or tricks, or there's something that works for you or something that was recommended to you, please leave that stuff down in the comment section down below. Again, the comment section is something that is kind. I monitor it very well because there's only ever like a handful of comments on my videos still, but everybody's super nice. Just be open to one another, be kind. I have 0 experience with not being able to get pregnant. I do have people in my life who have had children via like fertility treatments, things like that. So I do know a little bit about the process when it comes to that, but as far as like naturally trying to have a baby on your own, honestly, I have no idea, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I do. But if you have any tips, please leave them in the comment section down below. I'm sure it's really going to be appreciative to whoever's asking this question. Next, what are some ways to spice up a relationship that used to be fun but has become kind of boring? Again, 1,000% gonna be real with you guys. I have been in this situation before. When you're constantly going and you have kids and you're working, like things start to be on a schedule and things just start to get very routine. Like it's always the same. And my advice to you is just do it on your own or communicate that to your partner. Either just make the first move, first of all, be very forward about it, or if you're not that type of girl, have a conversation. Like I've said this time and time again, your partner should literally be your best friend. And if you're not comfortable talking about sex with them, honestly sis, you probably shouldn't be having sex with them in the first place. Or if you're just not the type of person who is comfortable having that conversation, a lot of us are not comfortable having that conversation, and you never want to be a woman to come to a man or another woman or your partner or whoever it may be and let them know like I'm unsatisfied. But then at the end of the day, if y'all can fix it together, then you won't be going to look for that somewhere else. You will both be working on your relationship. Sex can be so intimate, but it also can just be like quick fix, if that makes sense. So let them know what kind of sex you want to have. And if they're not open to that or they're not hearing you and you're brave and bold enough, spice it up yourself. And if they're, again, not into it, then I don't know what sis. But I would definitely either try to spice it up yourself or just sit down and have a conversation. It doesn't even have to be like a serious conversation. Like you can just mention it one day when you're chilling on the couch. Like, so how is sex for you? You know, like put it on them, ask them how they feel about it and see if they feel the same way, because they might feel the same way you do. And you both just don't know that the other one is feeling like that because nobody's saying anything. I'm a firm believer in letting your partner know how you're feeling, also letting your partner know what they can do that you like. I just feel like sex is always it's so important for a man to hit his climax, and for a woman it's so taboo for them to have any kind of feeling towards it. But until we normalize women and women having orgasms, like it's not that big of a deal. Like women can have the same things, can feel the same feelings as men. Like it's not taboo. We all have sex for the same reason. Like most of us have sex for the same reason, either trying to have a baby or you just want to feel good. So communicate to your partner and let them know what you like and where you like to be touched and what feels good to you and what doesn't feel good to you. Let them know your boundaries. I just firmly believe in being completely open with whoever it is you're choosing to be intimate with. So yeah, good luck. I hope you find it in yourself to either have the conversation or just go for it, but we're rooting for you. Next, what's normal discharge? I feel like it fluctuates so much. Honestly, it does. Because your body is constantly doing different things. You're constantly eating, drinking, and intaking different things. Your hormones are different, like that time of the month, you're ovulating. All of these things play into the fact of discharge. I have this app on my phone called Flow, and it helps me track like what's different textures and stuff. As far as I know, like a sticky, clear texture is what's normal. But again, if you're drinking a bunch of caffeine, if you're drinking a bunch of alcohol, if you're drinking a bunch of coffee, whatever you're putting into your body, just know that that's what's going on inside of your body. Of course, water is going to be so super important in keeping your body regulated. But yeah, discharge is definitely going to always fluctuate. But I'm really proud of you for keeping an eye on that, because some people don't. So if you notice a visible change and it's something that you're not comfortable with, absolutely call your doctor. Don't be embarrassed. She's a gyno. She's seen all kinds of different, she's seen a baby come out of a vagina. She's not gonna worry about your discharge, sis. Like, just go to her, let her know. Don't be scared. You got this. Is there actually anything that helps with fleshing out your kitty? Cranberry juice, pineapple, etc. Honestly, I have no idea.
I have a little bit of an idea.
Just again, making sure what you're intaking is clean and it's natural. I'm not saying be a freaking vegetarian or vegan. I'm saying if you're constantly consuming something and you notice things are a little off, take a day off. Drink some water. Let me put y'all all the way on. One of my girls, I'm not gonna tell you her name, told me about this taste, and you can find them on Instagram. And these vitamins you take twice a day or 2 hours before you have sex, and it's supposed to just secrete pineapples. The ingredients, it's an all natural supplement. You don't have to worry about what's in it. The only thing in it is strawberry powder, mango powder, pineapple powder, banana powder, peppermint powder, and cinnamon powder. Like, it's literally just a capsule full of powders, but it's supposed to just like help with whatever's happening. Again, drink a lot of water, because no matter what it is that you're taking, no matter what it is that if you try to drink cranberry juice, you try to drink pineapple juice, if you're not consistently drinking water and just having way too much nonsense in what you're putting in your body, that's what's affecting majority of the time. That's what's happening. Again, if it's anything concerning, anything that's extremely concerning to you, call your doctor. Don't be nervous. Don't be scared. Like I said, she's seen it all. And I will link their Instagram down below. It's not affiliated at all. And then I started taking these chlorophyll drops, and this can help with bad odor. It can help with, just flushing out your system. It can help with intestines. All kinds of great stuff comes with taking liquid chlorophyll. And I have a video up on my channel about how I do it, and I do it daily. And I've really started to notice like overall just like a shift in my body. It's been so good for me. So maybe try either one of these things. Let me know if you like them. Again, consult with somebody before you do these things. Don't just listen to me and be like, oh, April said to do it, so I'm gonna go do it. I'm not a professional. I'm just letting you know my experiences and what I've done and what I've been through. Just be cautious. Don't ever listen to any influencer. Those are just things that I've tried, but check it out, sis. Next, Diva Cup, question mark. I actually have a Diva Cup right here. She's never been used. Let me tell y'all, I've seen these videos and I've heard people rave about Diva Cups. So I bought one. I bought this like 7 months ago and I never opened it. I've just always been very nervous to figure it out. When I listen to these things and I listen to how people rave about it, I'm like, I can do that. Let's try it. So that's why I bought it. But then I never pushed myself to try it. My recommendation for you is, if you've been thinking about it, try it. Like, they're not that expensive. Wait until, you know, you're on your period and maybe you have a day at home, or maybe it's a weekend and it's a more relaxed day for you. That way you can kind of be more comfortable and you have no excuses not to try it out. I hear nothing but good things about it. It's better for your body. It's better for the environment. It's just better all around. I got this on Amazon. Again, I'll link it in the description below. Again, I've never used it and now I don't have a period anymore. So waste of money. But if it's something that you're interested in, try it out. Like, what's the worst that can happen? Come on now. And if for you, if it's like a texture thing, if it's like a nasty thing, then don't do it. You know what I mean? Like, to each his own. But again, I support any decision you want to make about your body. I'm all for it. If it's better for you and better for the environment and all of the above, try it out. How is your marriage? When I got this question, I was like, oh, that's so nice. Again, 1000% real with you guys. Horace and I were not thriving a few months ago. Things had gotten really weird in our marriage, and people tell you all the time, like, the first year of marriage is the hardest, and you're like, yeah, whatever. But honestly, it is. Something about understanding the fact that this is your life forever, it was just hard to comprehend for a little while. But really all that happened between us is we kind of disconnected. We weren't really communicating very well. We weren't being very, honestly, it all boiled down to communication. And I've told you guys time and time again, him and I are so huge on communicating. And so I let him know everything that I was feeling once I finally built it up in me to tell him. I so often am dramatic and a crybaby, and I don't want to make things a big deal. So often I won't say anything because I'm like, maybe you're just being dramatic. You know what I mean? That's why I tell you guys, communicate. Tell your partner. Because if they're your partner and they're your best friend and you love them and they love you, let them know. And before I said anything to him, I told him, I've really thought about this and I don't want you to think I'm being dramatic or I just need attention, or like, I really feel this way and I need you to not discount what I'm about to tell you. So I had the conversations I needed to have with him. He understood it. And honestly, you guys, he's been chef kiss fabulous ever since I had that conversation. You so often, I'm not going to cry. I cannot cry in every single video. It's so easy to get caught up in life and work and kids and go that sometimes you forget, like, you need to connect with your partner. So after we had these conversations, we did a lot of connecting, we do a lot of talking, we try to be more attentive to one another. And let me not just tell you, like, it's not just Horace, like, it's very much me too. I get into a mode to where I'm kids clean, dishes, dogs, film, edit. Like, I get so hyper focused on what I'm doing, and he's the exact same way. Like, gym, work, family, kids, like, he's the exact same way. So we get so super hyper focused into what we're doing that we kind of, like, everything around us is just kind of steady. So we've been very good about paying more attention to each other and communicating. And honestly, guys, when we had the conversation, things have shifted. That's my heart and soul. Like, I love that man. So yeah, that's how we're doing now. But thank you so much for asking. Sex after birth. Interesting question. Sex after birth. They always tell you to wait 6 weeks, but honestly, we've never waited too long. Of course, I had both C-sections with the girls, so we did have to wait as far as, like, when my body felt like I was okay with being touched. But I'm also very matter of fact when it comes to, you do not have consent to touch my body unless I want you to touch my body. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're my boyfriend, you're my husband, we've been together for 75 years, my body is still my body. So if it's something you want to do after birth, just make sure you're listening to your body. A vaginal birth, I'm sure, is much different than a cesarean. So as long as you're healed and you're feeling good and you know, it's something you want to do, who am I to tell you not to? But if it's your partner and they're putting pressure on you and you're not ready, that needs to be communicated. Let them know, like, you do not have consent to touch me. And like I said, your partner should be understanding and listening to what it is you need and what you don't need. And again, I know it's hard to have those conversations, but if you're truly not ready or it's not something that you're into or you want to do just yet, communicate that to them. Let them know, like, we have so many weeks out, or I'm still not feeling good, or, you know, I'm still in pain, or even if you just don't want to, let them know, like, it's a no for me. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's my opinion on sex after birth. But again, please listen to your doctor. I don't know what your doctor told you. I don't know what the case is. I only know what you tell me. So please, if your doctor tells you don't do it, don't do it. Like, I'm just here to tell you what I've experienced and what I've been through. Pads versus tampons. I'm sure as girls, we all started on pads, and I started on pads for a very long time. I didn't even know about like having tampons and stuff until I was not older, but like probably like 16, 17. So that's when I started using tampons, and honestly, it was a game changer for me. I hated the feeling of pads. I hated feeling dirty. I'm not a fan. If you are a fan and that's more comfortable for you, tampons can be slightly uncomfortable. For instance, if you're having a lighter day, or you're towards the very beginning or like the end of your cycle, and you're just not bleeding that heavily, because tampons are cotton, if they're not lubricated, let me just use that word, it's going to hurt putting it in and taking it out. But as long as you're using your right size, when I was closer to the beginning and the ends of my period, when it got lighter, I would use like a panty liner instead of using a tampon because I didn't want to feel that uncomfortableness. It's pretty comfortable. Please make sure if you're using tampons that you're changing them every 2 to 3 hours. Please, there's all kinds of things that can happen to your body. I am not completely 1000% behind tampons just because I understand the health risks when it comes to it. I've tried organic tampons, but those were not a good time for me. So that's why I had looked into the Diva Cup. So again, if you're open to options, try the Diva Cup. If you want to try tampons but you're scared or you're uncomfortable, just give it a try. The regular ones really aren't that big. Just find what's comfortable for you, and no, heavy flow tampon doesn't mean anything about the size of your vagina. Like, people drive me crazy like the girl on Mean Girls.
I can't help it if I've got a heavy flow and a wide set vagina.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with that. Just find what's comfortable for you. And if you genuinely like pads, go for it, sis. Again, it's your body. Whatever you're most comfortable in, none of us feel good on our periods. So whatever's going to make you feel better, whatever it is that you need, whether it be a heating pad, a freaking ice pad, a hot bath, whatever it is you need, just do it. Nobody cares. Nobody knows. It's just you. So yeah, whatever you want to do, try it, sis. Next, how will you approach your kid when it comes time for the talk? Let me tell you, I hate thinking about my girls and them growing up. Like, it drives me crazy, but because they are girls, I think it is so very important to have that conversation with them and let them know we're all human. We all have sex eventually. That's something that's going to happen, and it's not on my timeline, it's on their timeline. I just want to make sure they're prepared as far as being responsible when it comes to having sex, wearing condoms. You don't know how well you know a person. You can never trust what they're telling you because women lie, men lie. You know what I mean? So just to be cautious, to be aware, to be understanding. And if the same way that I tell you guys, whoever you're choosing to be intimate with, you should be able to communicate to that person. So just let them know, I know it's weird, but if you're about to have sex, the conversation needs to be had. Like, have you been tested? You need to wear a condom. Birth control is very important if you're having active, continuous sex with the person and you don't want to have kids. I just want them to know, no, I'm not your best friend, but at the same time, I understand these are all things that we go through. This is all something, it's a natural thing that's going to happen. And the more comfortable they are with talking to me and coming to me and asking me these questions, and the more you and I normalize having these conversations, the better informed they are for their future. So that's just how I feel about the situation. Next, pregnancy and the not so glowy side of it. Sis, pregnancy is a rough one. With Liliana, I was very anxious to be pregnant, and women tell you, or women on the internet, or you're glowing and they're so happy that you're pregnant, or they're like talking about you being pregnant. Pregnancy is something you're supposed to love and enjoy and embrace and be grateful, because so many women can't physically have children or adoption and all of these things. But I also really strongly believe in normalizing the fact that pregnancy is hard. Pregnancy is hard. I said to myself so many times when I was pregnant, I could not imagine doing this on my own. Not having Horace by my side through that entire thing, I could never imagine doing it on your own. But if you are doing it on your own, sis, you are a freaking superhero. I applaud you. You're doing fabulous. Pregnancy is hard. And even when you have a partner, with Camila, I had the hardest time accepting that my body was changing. I was where I wanted to be as far as my body went, and knowing that my body was no longer mine and I was going to gain weight and all of these things were going to happen to me. I was not in a good place when I was pregnant with Camila. I had so many body issues. I never hardly took pregnancy pictures because my belly didn't look like everybody else's belly, and I just was super uncomfortable with how I looked, and I had a really hard time with Camila. And I know that that's so irrelevant in the grand scheme of things, but that's how I felt. And I feel like your feelings are your feelings, and you're entitled to your feelings. And whatever it is that you're going through, whatever the glowy side that isn't happening for you, if you want to talk about it, talk about it. Talk to somebody, call somebody, because they're going to understand. Like, especially if they're a mom, they're going to understand. It's not all butterflies and rainbows. We get it. So I completely, wholeheartedly believe that we need to start talking about normalizing pregnancy and it not always being that great, because sometimes it's not. Has your kid ever walked in on you and your husband? No. Oh my God, thank God. I'm not ready for those times, like, at all. I don't know. It's weird because when the girls, when they go to sleep, the one thing that Liliana never did, until this day, never has done. Once you put her in bed, she's in bed. Like, she doesn't even comprehend that she can get up and walk out. She's never tried it. With Camila, I feel like that's going to be a completely different case. But Liliana, once she's in her room, she's in her room. Like, if she needs something or something's happening, she will call us or scream for us or whatever the case may be. Like if she has a bad dream or she's had nosebleeds and stuff, but she will not come out of that room. And I don't know what it is, but we've been very thankful that that hasn't happened yet. And I cannot, oh my God, I'd be mortified. Second, 2, how do you and your husband keep things interesting? Again, like I said, we communicate. If ever we're bored or something's happening, we always communicate to each other. But the thing about the two of us is we're very flirty still. So if he passes me in the hallway, like he's gonna smack my butt or he'll pull my hair or just like he flirts with me. You know what I mean? And so that to me is how you keep things interesting in a relationship. Like never lose that little flirtiness you have with one another, because that's what keeps you two grounded. Granted, we are both still physically very attracted to each other, so that really helps too. But yeah, we are just super flirty with each other. If you feel like y'all haven't said anything in the past 30 minutes because y'all have been in your phone or watching a movie, I'll go and lay on him or, you know, just let him know, like, I love you. That's what we've experienced, is just patience. Communication is so important. And yeah, being flirty. You fell in love with your partner for a reason, and if you're in a situation to where you feel like something's shifting or you don't feel the way that you felt, communicate that to them, because so often it's just so easy to get caught up in things around you that it's easy. But I firmly believe relationships are something you always have to work towards. Relationships are something you always have to nurture. We do a pretty good job, and I say that to you, but like I said, we've had our instances too. We've been through these things too, to where we know what works for us. So find out what works for you too, and find out, you know, what jives for you, because clearly you love that person and clearly you got married for a reason, or you're together for a reason. And if you lay it out in front of you and the cons outweigh the pros, like, don't feel obligated. Fuck what everybody else thinks. Like, if you feel like divorce is an option, then let them know that. You know what I mean? Like, always be completely super honest with your partner and how you're feeling and what you're going through, because at the end of the day, I mean, your happiness is so super important. So don't lose yourself. I just feel like the more you love and understand yourself, then you have that to give. But if you're constantly trying to pour yourself out into all these glasses and you're empty, you're never going to be fulfilled. It's not somebody else's responsibility to then fulfill you too. Like, you have to take care of yourself. So that's all the questions that I got. If you want to do this again, let me know in the comment section down below. I love chatting with you guys. I really do feel like you're my best friend. Even if y'all don't talk back to me in the comment section, I see that you're watching. So thank you so much for sending me your questions. If you sent one in, again, if you want to do another one like this, let me know in the comment section down below. And if you're not already, follow me on Instagram. This is where you can find her. I love you so much. You're amazing. You're strong. You're beautiful, independent woman. And the world is a better place with you in it. I love you so much. We'll see you in the next one. Bye. Liliana said she kind of wants to say hello to guys, so she's here.
Hi.
Hi. What do you want to say?
I just went to a gym class.
Yeah, she just went to gym class. How was it?
Good.
Good. Did you have fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't get to wear my ballerina dress.
She didn't get to wear her leotard, but maybe next time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of. So I didn't put it on her, but there was other little girls who had it on. So then I felt bad because she didn't have hers on, but next time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's that called? Whew! I cannot get emotional at every freaking YouTube video. What is happening? Is this why y'all are here? Just so I can cry? Okay.
Guess what?
Oh. How long have we been filming? 36 minutes? Oh, it's gonna be so long.
Don't subscribe.
Don't subscribe! Bye!
See you later.
See you later.